Hey guys, Super Godzilla Final Wars here, and today I'm doing a video on the Scorpius Rex versus the Indoraptor. There's going to be 4 parts. No, actually make that 5. There's going to be 5 parts of each. So, let alone, this will contain massive spoilers for those who have not seen Camp Cretaceous Season 3, so you have been warned. And by the way, the winner of this battle will be, in my opinion, on how the battle will go out, if the two actually met each other. So, just thought I'd give you guys a little heads up. So without further ado, by the way, there'll be no human characters, so you can say that Scorpius Rex got out on his own. So, yeah. There's no human characters, just the dinosaur characters. And Blue and Indoraptor will be a thing in this parts. Just a thought to let you know. So without further ado, let's get started. So the battle here, well, on the island, Indoraptor and Blue are enjoying their time. Indoraptor is very glad that Blue allowed him to tag along with her. After all, her siblings have been killed by the Scorpius Rex. And even though she knows that the Indoraptor reminds her of the Scorpius Rex, she knows deep down inside of him he's not really like her. He's different. He's more raptor-like. A very strange raptor, but it's something. However, as the two are hunting in their favorite hunting ground, they notice something. They smell blood. Now, their territory is across from the Monolopsaurus territory. So the Monolopsauruses are not too far away from their territory. They do commonly fight each other for food and territory. But this smells like a big animal. So, Blue and Indoraptor decide to investigate and stay close with each other, because they have no idea if this is a large carnivore. Because if so, they gotta get out of there. They see a carcass of a Ceratosaurus, and it looks completely torn up. And it doesn't look natural. How the way the carcass was eaten, it doesn't look it doesn't look natural. And so, Indoraptor told Blue to stand back. Blue stands back as usual, not too far away from him. Indoraptor moves slightly closer to the carcass and takes a sniff at it. He shakes his head violently and growls at it. Clearly something was here. This Ceratosaurus was caught off guard. Something caught him. Now, they do live with other large carnivorous dinosaurs, but this was done by a medium-sized carnivore. The only medium-sized carnivores that could have done this to a Ceratosaurus were rather Carnotaurus, Allosaurus, Albertosaurus, all the others that were medium-sized and possibly strong enough to pose a threat to this guy. But the claws and bite marks looked like they were done by the hands of a raptor. And so far, Indoraptor was with Blue. But the shocking thing that gets Indoraptor's attention are sharp little quills quills on the carcass are confusing. Because Indoraptor and Blue don't remember encountering a dinosaur that has quills, let alone spikes like this. Indoraptor takes a small step towards it, takes a sniff at it, and it has a bad scent on it. He violently shakes his head. This carcass is not a free carcass to eat. Indoraptor turns his head and starts walking back towards Blue. He tells her that this carcass is not okay to eat. Something dangerous done this to the Ceratosaurus. And they met him before. This Ceratosaurus was actually in peace with them. So, whatever could have done this must have been pretty powerful to caught a Ceratosaurus off guard like that. They decided to continue on their hunt, but staying close with each other. If there's a dangerous predator out here that could do that to a Ceratosaurus, they don't want to be anywhere near it when it comes back to finish off its meal. And Indoraptor and Blue pretend to ignore what just happened, but the two obviously know that that's going to be hard to forget. And they can tell no other animal even dared even touched it. They found a herd of Gallimimus. Indoraptor was going to take the left side, while Blue stayed on to the right, so that way they could separate the young, old, and sick from the herd. But then Indoraptor spotted something. Blue spotted it too on her side. There was a Gallimimus with a quill on its leg. And what was surprising, that quill was the same quill that they spotted on the Ceratosaurus carcass. That quill looks like it was been on there for 2 hours. And instantly, the Gallimimus just dropped dead. The whole flock was screaming in terror. Indoraptor and Blue can also look at each other from a distance. That there is a threat here. A threat that they've never seen before. And they know that they're not going to touch that carcass. While the flock were screaming, Indoraptor and Blue saw their chance. Indoraptor jumps up and grabs an elder one. Blue rushes in and grabs another elder one. The flock instantly starts screaming and running away instantly. After killing their prey, the two go towards the cart. This dropped dead. Indoraptor realizes on how this predator kills its prey. There's poison, a deadly poison in the quills. Now they understood how the Ceratosaurus died. Blue and Indoraptor decided to take their dinner in their home, but leaving the dead carcass behind. Now this was a day to remember. After finishing their meals, Blue and Indoraptor couldn't even sleep at all tonight. They were in their homeland, the old Jurassic Park's visitor center. They felt it was safer here rather than out there. Besides, with a mystery killer like that on the loose, they'd rather take their chances in their homeland. Before the two can get some shut-eye, they hear screaming of terror going on outside. Blue and Indoraptor build a special type of connection. A bond, more likely. More like as if the two were meant to be together. Indoraptor cautiously, he tells Blue to wait here for him. As Blue waits for Indoraptor's return, he goes on top of the roof and takes a look what's going on. Well, he actually opens up the doors and takes a look what's going on. A herd of herbivores are running, screaming in terror. And Indoraptor could get a good glimpse of what the mystery killer looks like. It definitely looks like a raptor, but different. But then he saw something, a strikingly resemblance of him. He saw quills on the back of his head and neck, almost resembling him in a way. Indoraptor didn't want to take his chances, let alone he didn't want to put himself and Blue in danger. Indoraptor backed up and closed the door silently. He turned around to face Blue, who saw the shock and terror in Indoraptor's face. He told her what he saw. At least they have a hint on what this mystery killer looks like. But now, they need to get a better look at him. They decided to move deeper into the visitor center so they could get away from the screaming and terror. They decided to move into the kitchen area. They slept there for the rest of the night. But they still heard in the background the screaming and terror of herbivores getting killed. Indoraptor growled at this. He knows this predator is putting a threat to the ecosystem. And both him and Blue know that it has to be stopped. No matter what happens.